Stop for a moment. Just stop. Because what I am about to share with you is going to challenge something so fundamental about how you experience yourself that you may feel a slight tremor move through your body before we are even a few minutes in. And that tremor is not fear. It is recognition. It is the part of you that already knows what I am about to say. The part that has been waiting, quietly, patiently, for someone to finally put words to what you have been feeling in your own throat, your own jaw, your own mouth for weeks, maybe months, maybe longer than you consciously remember. Your mouth is changing, not metaphorically, not in some vague, abstract, spiritual sense that sounds nice but means nothing. Your mouth, your tongue, your throat, the very mechanism through which you form words and send them out into the world, is undergoing a transformation so profound that it is restructuring not only how you speak, but what becomes possible when you do. And here is what makes this so easy to miss. You have been told your entire life that your mouth is simply a tool, a biological instrument for communication, for eating, for breathing. Open, close, chew, swallow, talk. Mechanical, functional, unremarkable. But what if that is the single greatest misunderstanding you have ever carried about your own body? What if your mouth is not a tool at all? What if it is a portal, a gateway through which frequency either enters this dimension or gets trapped before it ever arrives? Because that is exactly what the Arcturian Council is transmitting right now. And if you found your way here, if something nudged you, something whispered, something made you click on this instead of the 1,000 other things competing for your attention, it is because this transmission is not just information, it is activation, and your system is ready for it. Let me tell you what has been happening to you, because you need to hear it named. You need someone to say it out loud so you can stop wondering if you are losing your mind. Some of you have noticed that words are getting stuck, not in the way they used to, not like nervousness or forgetting what you were going to say. This is different. It is as though the words you used to reach for so automatically no longer fit. You open your mouth to respond the way you always have, to say the polite thing, the expected thing, the thing that keeps the surface smooth, and something inside you physically resists. Your throat tightens, your jaw locks, just slightly, just enough that you notice. The words feel wrong in your mouth, like wearing someone else's clothes. They are technically functional, but they do not belong to you anymore. Some of you have noticed the opposite. Silence has become louder than speech. You find yourself in conversations where you would normally contribute, normally fill the space, normally perform the version of yourself that others expect, and instead you just go quiet. Not because you have nothing to say, but because something deeper than your mind is making a choice. Something in you is refusing to waste the frequency of your voice on words that carry no truth. And some of you, and this is the one that really unsettles people, have noticed that when you do speak, when you speak from that real place, from the center of what you actually know and feel, things happen. People react differently. The room shifts. Someone tears up and cannot explain why. A situation that was locked suddenly opens. A stranger says, "You just changed something in me," and you did not even say anything particularly profound by normal standards. You just said something true, something that came from below the surface. This is not coincidence. This is not charisma. This is not some personality quirk you have developed. This is the shift. And it is happening to every starseed on this planet right now, whether they recognize it or not. But here, is what no one tells you. Here is the piece that most spiritual teachings skip over entirely because it is too confronting, too specific, too strange. Your mouth is not just where words come out. It is where worlds come out. Every single word you speak is a frequency event. It is a vibration that leaves your body and enters the quantum field, and it does not just describe reality. It organizes it. It commands particles into formation. It collapses possibility into actuality. Your voice, your specific voice, the one you hear resonating in your chest and your skull and your bones, is a creation instrument of extraordinary power. And for most of your life, it has been tuned to a station that was never yours. Let that land for a moment. Really let it in. The way you have been speaking, the words you have been choosing, the tone you have been using, the things you have been saying yes to when you meant no, the conversations you have been participating in that left you feeling drained and hollow, the scripts you inherited from your family, your culture, your education, your social conditioning, all of it has been running through your mouth like a program. And that program has been creating a reality that does not match who you actually are. This is why you have felt the friction. This is why manifestation has felt so difficult for some of you, despite doing everything right, despite the visualizations and the affirmations and the vision boards and the journaling, because you would sit in meditation and align your frequency with what you desired. You would feel it in your body. You would reach that state of coherent resonance where you knew it was coming, and then you would open your mouth and speak yourself right back into the old reality. You would complain about something out of habit. You would agree with someone else's limitation because it was easier than standing in your own knowing. You would describe your life using the language of lack, of struggle, of not yet, of someday. And every single one of those words was a frequency instruction sent directly into the field that said, keep things exactly as they are. Your mouth was canceling what your heart was creating, and your body knew it. Your body has always known it. That tension in your jaw that you thought was stress, that recurring tightness in your throat that no amount of tea or rest seemed to resolve. That strange sensation of something being stuck, something wanting to come up and out, but having no pathway. Those were not physical symptoms. Those were energetic symptoms. Your system was trying to tell you that the frequency wanting to move through your voice was being blocked by patterns of speech that were too small, too old, too false to carry it. If this is resonating with you, if you are feeling that recognition stirring in your body right now, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so you do not miss what comes next in this series of transmissions. Now here is where this goes deeper, and I need you to stay with me because this is where the Arcturian transmission that becomes something Fabsom are not prepared to hear. The Arcturian Council does not view your mouth the way any earthly tradition does. Not even the most advanced spiritual traditions, though some have come remarkably close. The Arcturians understand the human vocal apparatus as a multi-dimensional frequency generator that was originally designed not for communication, as you understand it, but for creation. Direct creation. The shaping of reality through intentional sound. Think about that. Before language as you know it existed, before grammar and vocabulary and syntax, before the mind got involved and started organizing sound into categories and meanings and rules, the human voice was pure frequency. It was tone. It was vibration. It was the raw, creative force of consciousness moving through a physical body and out into the material plane. and it could do things that your modern mind would classify as impossible. This is not myth. This is not legend dressed up in spiritual language to sound impressive. This is the original function of your instrument, and every ancient culture on this planet preserved some memory of it. The Aboriginal Australians understood that the world was literally sung into existence. The song lines, the paths of creation that crisscross the continent, are maps of the frequencies that generated physical reality. To walk a song line and sing its corresponding tones was not a ritual. It was maintenance of creation itself. The Hindu tradition preserved this understanding in the concept of Nada Brahma. The universe is sound, not was sound, not was created by sound, is sound. Right now, continuously. The entire manifested universe is an ongoing vibrational event, and the human voice is designed to participate in it consciously. The Hebrew mystical tradition understood that the letters of the alphabet were not just symbols, but living frequencies, and that certain combinations of sounds spoken with intention could literally rearrange the structure of reality. This was not metaphor to them. This was technology. The Tibetan monks who can produce multiple tones simultaneously from a single throat, creating frequencies that shatter glass, that alter brainwave states in everyone within earshot, that produce measurable effects on the physical structure of water. They are not performing a trick. They are demonstrating what the human voice is actually capable of when it is freed from the limitations that modern civilization has imposed upon it. Every one of these traditions was pointing at the same truth. Your voice is not for talking. Your voice is for creating. And talking, as you have known it, has been a dramatic reduction of your instrument's true capacity. Like using a symphony orchestra to play a single note, like using the ocean to fill a cup. And now, right now, in this window of time that you chose to incarnate into, your instrument is being returned to you. Not all at once, not in a single dramatic moment, but gradually, persistently, irreversibly, your mouth, your throat, your vocal system is being recalibrated to carry frequencies it has not carried in thousands of years. This is what the Arcturian Council calls the speaking shift, and it is one of the most significant upgrades occurring in the Starseed Collective at this moment. Let me explain what is actually happening at the energetic level, because understanding this will help you work with the process instead of against it. Your throat chakra, the energy center known in Sanskrit as Vishuddha, which literally translates to purification, has been operating for most of your life within a very narrow bandwidth. This is true for virtually every human being on the planet. But it is especially significant for starseeds, because starseeds carry vocal frequency codes that originate from dimensions where sound operates completely differently than it does here. In higher dimensional reality, there is no separation between thought, sound, and manifestation. To think something, to speak it, and to create it are the same act. There is no delay. There is no gap between the vibration of your voice and the response of the field. Sound is instant creation. When you incarnated into this third dimensional density, that capacity was compressed. Dramatically compressed, like taking a vast, luminous spectrum and squeezing it through a pinhole. You retained the hardware, the physical and energetic infrastructure capable of producing creation-level frequency, but the software was locked. The bandwidth was restricted, and the throat chakra, which is the primary regulator of this system, was set to a frequency range that allowed only basic communication, enough to survive, enough to function. enough to participate in the collective reality, but nowhere near enough to create from. This is why so many starseeds have had lifelong issues with their throat. Thyroid problems, chronic sore throats, difficulty swallowing, a feeling of something pressing on the neck, a history of being silenced, of being told to be quiet, of learning early that their voice was too much, too loud, too strange, too honest for the world around them. These were not random health issues or unfortunate childhood experiences. These were direct consequences of carrying a high-frequency vocal instrument in a low-frequency environment. The suppression was almost inevitable because the full power of your voice, if unleashed without preparation, without the corresponding rise in collective frequency, would have been too disruptive, not dangerous. Disruptive. Your voice at full capacity does not match the reality most people are living in. It would have created too much cognitive dissonance, too much energetic disruption, too much involuntary awakening in people who were not yet ready. So it was compressed, held back, turned down. And you learned to speak small. You learned to choose words that would not threaten anyone. You learned to modulate your tone so it would not carry too much power. You learned to say things you did not mean because the things you did mean felt too big, too true, too real for casual conversation. You learned to participate in a communication system that was designed for information exchange, not frequency transmission. And a part of you has been suffocating ever since. I want to ask you something. When was the first time you remember silencing yourself, holding back the real sound because you learned it was not safe? Share that moment in the comments, because naming it is the first step in releasing the frequency that has been trapped there ever since. But here is what is changing. Here is what the Arcturian Council is pointing to with such urgency and such precision. The collective frequency of this planet has risen enough, just enough, that the lock on your vocal system is being released. Not all at once, in stages, in waves, in moments of sudden opening followed by periods of integration. But the direction is irreversible. Your throat chakra is expanding, the bandwidth is widening, and frequencies that have been stored in your system since before you were born, frequencies that you carried into this incarnation specifically for this time, are beginning to move. This is why your mouth is changing. This is why words feel different now. This is why silence has become so loud and so necessary. This is why certain conversations have become physically intolerable. This is why your body is refusing to let you speak in ways that do not match your frequency anymore. Your system is not malfunctioning. It is recalibrating. And the recalibration requires a period of what might feel like confusion, like losing your ability to communicate normally, like not knowing what to say or how to say it. But this confusion is not a problem. It is a threshold. It is the space between the old way of speaking and the new way that is trying to emerge. And the new way, let me tell you what the new way feels like when it begins to come online. Because some of you are already there and you need confirmation, and some of you are approaching it and you need to know what you are moving toward. The new way of speaking does not originate in the mind. It does not start with a thought that gets translated into words that get pushed out through the mouth. That is the old pathway. That is the pathway of constructed speech, where the mind selects words based on what it thinks will be effective, appropriate, safe, convincing. That pathway produces language that is technically functional but energetically flat. It communicates information, but it does not transmit frequency. It fills space, but it does not change anything. The new way of speaking originates in the body. It starts as a sensation, usually in the chest or the belly, sometimes in the very base of the spine. It rises, not as words, not yet, as energy, as a feeling that has weight and texture and direction. And when it reaches the throat, it finds its own words. Words you did not plan. Words you might not have chosen. Words that surprise you even as they leave your mouth, because they carry a precision and a depth that your thinking mind could not have manufactured. This is channeled speech, not in the dramatic, performative sense that word has sometimes been given. Not someone else speaking through you. You speaking through you. The real you. The full you. The version of you that exists beyond the personality, beyond the conditioning, beyond the carefully curated identity you have been presenting to the world. When that version of you speaks, reality listens. And this is what the Arcturians want you to understand most deeply. When you speak from this place, you are not just communicating, you are commanding the field. You are issuing frequency instructions that the quantum fabric of reality responds to directly, not eventually, not symbolically, directly.
And if you've made it this far, then you already feel it. The pauses in your speech, the moments where words don't come the same way anymore. That's not confusion. That's transformation. Your voice is no longer just expressing thoughts. It's beginning to carry frequency. You're not here to speak louder. You're here to speak true, and not everyone will understand you anymore. Some will feel uncomfortable. Some will drift away. But the ones meant for you, they won't just hear your words. They'll recognize them. So don't force the old way of speaking. Don't shrink back into who you were, because this shift is not a loss of voice. It's the awakening of a new one. And once it fully arrives, you won't just communicate with the world. You'll resonate with it.